I just want everybody to know, by the way, my effective experience per hour for magic is 47 experience per hour. Well, it just went up to 48. That's how slow this grind is. Having to grind out these runes and then actually use them and then go back to grind out more runes. This is ChunkWizard. He wants to explore the entire map of RuneScape, but what he doesn't know is that the map is divided up into chunks, and he needs to do every task within a chunk before he's allowed to move on to the next one. So come with me as ChunkWizard explores RuneScape one chunk at a time. I'm starting to think about the efficiency of these runes. How can I use these most efficiently, where every single one of the runes that I spend is gonna give me the most experience it can. I kind of figure that while it might initially seem like using Water Strike and then Earth and then Fire Strike is going to be the best use of my runes, I actually don't think that's the case. If we take a look at the amount of experience that I get if I say cast Fire Strike, I use 2 entire air runes, 1 mind rune and 3 fire runes. And for that, I get a total of 11.5 experience, plus any experience dealt from the damage. If we, instead of doing that, use those same 3 fire runes alongside of a nature rune at a higher level, we need level 21 for this one, but we cast low level alchemy, we get 31 experience for those same 3 fire runes. That also doesn't take away any combat spell casts, because it only uses a nature rune, which is not useful for anything else. So we can either cast 1 wind strike and 1 low level alchemy, and even save an air rune in the process, compared to doing a single fire strike, and get more experience out of it as well. So as long as I have nature runes, it's going to be more efficient to use those fire runes along with nature runes when possible. And the same thing goes for water and earth runes, but instead pairing them with a body rune to cast things like Curse, Weaken or Confuse. So that's kind of the plan right now, is using only wind spells, and then as I unlock Curse and low level alchemy, use those to use my elemental runes a little bit more efficiently. That said, what would happen if, in theory, I had a couple hundred of each type of elemental rune, and my catalytic runes are kind of left behind? At that point, I have pretty much the freedom to do both. So I can still use my body runes and my nature runes for their respective supporting spells, and also be relatively confident that I have enough runes for my combat spells to not have to always be airstrike or eventually even air bolts. We're about 3.5 hours in for tonight's session of Wizard Flinching. I actually, I'm starting to feel like I may have missed a random event, because the last time I got one was like 1 hour and 20 minutes in. So either one needs to spawn any moment now, or I just straight up missed one. But about like 1 more wizard in, even less, just a couple of hits. We're gonna reach 40 defense, and I can now wear rune armor. That is not quite a chunk task complete. It is a subtask complete, you could say, because we needed 40 defense to be able to equip the rune med helm that we're going to get. But that means that we now can finally go back over to getting strength XP to maybe start increasing that max hit a little bit, making it a little bit easier to kill these things a little bit quicker. That'll be level 17, indeed. So, speaking of level 17, I think it is time to switch my autocast for now to wind bolts and just see how much more experience that gives me with the 5 casts that I have left over. So when I do this, it is 19 experience compared to like the 12, which doesn't actually seem like that big of a difference. It's only 7 experience difference, but that's like 40% more experience per cast. So that still is kinda huge, to be honest with you. Some guy just walked in, dropped cooked Karam once, and left. But I'm an Iron Man, so I can't pick him up. This is insult to injury. Anyway, I've been at this for about another 20 minutes starting today. We're going to just go a couple of hours, probably like 2 random events worth of gameplay time. And I'm getting started on the strength increase. So maybe the kills will go a little bit faster. Well, the first random of the day, 40 minutes into my session, is a strange plan. So yeah, that's kind of worthless. It is time for random event number 2. It is a prison guard, which I don't think is going to be useful at all either. Huge moment. I've actually gained a max hit. We're level 32 strength now, at which point, any moment now, you will see that my max hit has gone up to 5. So looking at the DPS calculator against wizards with my current loadout, so I need to go up to 37 for my max hit to go to 6. My accuracy already is at 82.44%. So I don't actually know, like even making this go up to level 40, it's only going to go up about 5%. So yeah, definitely we're sticking with increasing my strength first and foremost. Honestly, I swear my luck today has been real shit. I've been getting some mind runes, which I've officially graduated from. I don't need those. There's more mind runes. Remember when I needed mind runes? Oh my god. And my air rune drops have just been miserable. Just as a comparison, right? While I've been doing this, I've also been AFKing on my main at the Gemstone Crab because I'm getting close to maxing out my defense on that account as well. I started this grind at I think 93 defense on that account, and I am about halfway through to level 99 from level 98 now. So the amount of time that it's taken me to get to level 17 magic, about to be level 18 hopefully, maybe, is about the same time that it would take me to get my defense level from level 93 to 99, which is insanity. We're gonna get a strength potion, because obviously I don't have a Guam. It'll be kind of nice for a couple of wizard kills, I guess. Our air rune drops, pretty bad. Our random events today, the 3 that we've gotten, all pretty bad. Not that much happening here. I had a mysterious old man random event, and it's just an uncut sapphire. I got very excited there for a moment, and we're back to killing wizards. It is the next random event. It's a beekeeper, and that got me a lamp and the beekeeper's gloves. I don't care about the gloves, but I've got 2 lamps now. That's huge. It's pretty much 10 low-level alchemies. That's what it is, but still, that's huge. That is 10 nature runes and like 30 fire runes worth of experience. Just 2 of them sitting in my inventory right now. Alright, so I either missed my next random event because I was answering a phone call while doing some flinching, so I might have just not paid enough attention, or my RNG is just bad tonight. But I'm about 5 hours into this session, so in about 45 minutes I would have been getting logged out anyway. So I think this is about the time where I say, you know what, let's just use up the runes that we've gotten, which is about 25 or so casts of airbolts. The chicken's magic defense is like minus 40 or something, so I'm effectively always going to be max hitting on it. But the lesser demon might actually start being somewhat reasonable. Somebody else is actually killing it, so I need to hop worlds. But I might actually start getting a average hit that's above 3. And I don't really care about yeah, so there we go, 9. So I can get more experience of casting on the lesser demon because it doesn't have the disgusting magic defense the wizards do. And it's got, of course, a metric ton of HP. So yeah, this is probably the more useful use of my runes at this point. I'm gonna be super mad if through just magic training I get drops that are in my task list before I get telekinetic grab. That's gonna be annoying, so I'd rather not have that happen, like, at all. So yeah, my average hit here is definitely above a 3. So this is the way that I'm going to do it going forward, and we are level 19. I can now cast Curse, which actually is quite huge. At the same time, I realized that Curse uses up water runes, and when we actually get to the grind of doing these lesser demon kills for their drop, the water runes are actually going to be very important because I'm going to be using water spells, because those are extra effective, I'm air runes already, against the demon. Okay, so here we are. This is the moment. I almost missed it because I was looking away, but can I solve a maze for you? I love solving mazes. And this is the thing. This is the place I wanna be at. You may be wondering why I am so excited for a maze. Let me explain. You see this number down here that's counting down? That is my reward potential. And what you're supposed to do in this random event is navigate through a maze to the center, and the faster you can do that, the higher the percentage of the actual reward you will get. However, that's not the only aspect to this maze. Inside the maze, there's also some chests scattered about. These chests can contain some extra goodies that you can pick up on your way to the center. It's supposed to work as a bit of a risk-reward type of deal. You can go out of your way to get a little extra loot from the chest, but the chest itself will take 1% reward potential, and it's going to take you a little bit of time to detour to get those chests. Most people in this random event just ignore the chests because the actual rewards for the event itself are just generally that much better. I, however, am in the unique situation that the chest rewards are the thing that I'm looking for, because the chest rewards can, along with some potions and some arrows, give every type of elemental rune, and those are the things that I desperately need a lot of. On top of being able to just get a handful of these runes, you will notice that when I actually open up the chest, the countdown of my reward potential stops. The timer gets paused as long as the chest is open. If I keep this interface open, the timer will never drop. But the chest is now looted, so how does that help me? But think about every other type of chest in the entire game. Most of them are for things like looting or thieving training, and as such, the chests themselves are programmed to reclose themselves and reset. This chest is no different. Usually you wouldn't really realize that because the time to close back down is longer than the actual time you get to go through the maze. But if we can stall this timer through this interface being open, after a little while, the chest closes back up again, and I can reopen it for another 1% reward potential cost. Which means that you can open this chest many times within a single random event. It takes well over an hour, close to 2 hours to do so, but in doing that you can expect an average of about 100 to 150 of every type of elemental rune, along with a good amount of potions and some arrows and bolts. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be sat here for the next 2 or so hours and just opening this chest over and over and over again. And I do believe that this will be the final one, and then it's empty. We should be getting teleported out now. So there we are. About 200 air runes, which is not as much as I might have hoped. It's about 100 casts though. So we're going to go upstairs and do 100 casts on the Lesser Demon and hope that it doesn't get me any drops that I cannot yet telegraph. So let's go spell, wind bolts, and just do a bunch of these. Okay, that's all of the air runes already used up. We're now level 22, which means that we've got this low-level alchemy, and I've got about 150 casts of it at that. So that is almost 5,000 experience as long as I have the items to use it on, which will in total get us to about 11,000 experience out of the 18,000 that we need. So we're not quite there yet, and when we are there, we're going to need a lot more chaos and potentially some mind runes, and again, more air runes to actually start the grind. So that one random event didn't save us, but it did boost us a lot. And what I've been doing with all of the nature runes that I have low alchemy is pretty much this. I get the 3 logs that spawn here, thank goodness for these existing, and I just low alch them, and then I wait for another set to spawn, and that gives me about almost 100 experience per set of logs. It's the start of another day of flinching wizards. I've already gotten a couple more air runes. This is the most insane luck that I could have ever asked for. I'm getting a second maze random back to back. This is insane. And there's a chest right there as well. Oh my god. This is going to be so much immediately. I've got 98 openings of this chest. Oh, this is gonna be good. I think it is about time to do something that is a little weird and a little risky. Because I have Water Bolt, and I've got about 55 casts worth of it. I've got under 500 experience to go for the next level, and then a little over 1,000 experience to go for the level beyond that, and that is actually the goal that we're going for. If we do the math, the base experience per cast for Waterbolt is 16.5 experience. That times 55 casts isn't enough to get me to level 33, but Waterbolt also obviously gives experience per damage dealt. And if we use it against a lesser demon, we also get a type advantage, meaning that both the actual damage that we're doing and the accuracy will be boosted. So, of my rough estimation, the amount of experience that I can expect of 55 casts would probably be in the more or less 1,500 experience range, which is almost exactly what we need. And even if we go through all of our Chaos runes and we don't quite make it, we can start doing Water Strikes. If I start doing this now and I get a drop on the very first kill that I want to have, I need to get to level 33 to grab that drop with Telekinetic Grab before it despawns. I'm going to set my auto cast to Water Bolt, and we're going to be starting the cast on the lesser demon. You can see I already got 45 experience, 42 experience. I'm getting so much more than the 16.5 experience base. This should get me to a decent level fairly quickly. Hopefully quickly enough to the point where I don't miss any drops. The end of this chunk is starting to get in sight, which is super exciting. And that is magic level 32 already, so only level 33 to get, and then we'll be good to go. I got the steel axe. Oh my god. 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 Okay, I got the steel axe as a drop. This needs to. I need to get level 33 within the next, like, I think 5 minutes before they despawn. Come on, that's a demon. I need another. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Let's go. If this despawns, I will hate myself. Please. For the love of all that is good and holy in the world. Do I have any other things that I can do to, like, boost my experience? There's nothing. Because that is actually my best in slot flinching weapon, specifically. That is literally the best first drop that I could have gotten. Right now, I am so stressed that it's going to despawn before I can grab it. I don't think we're gonna get there, man. I don't think we're gonna get there. I don't have despawn timers on, which is making this even worse. I think it's gonna disappear. I don't think I'm gonna get there. Oh, this is so painful. There it goes. It's gone. It's gone. No. At least it's not the most rare drop that we missed out, because that would have been even more painful. There we go, level 33 magic, and I'm just gonna sit here until my water strikes are all out. And actually, no, this is gonna be the last kill, because I'm running low on water roots. I'm not going to be able to do another full kill. So if this doesn't drop anything, we don't get started with a good drop, I guess. But still, we're there. Level 33, magic, no worthwhile drops, but damn. The account age at this point is 2 days and 5 hours, so 50 hours it took us to get to this magic level, and now the grind can start.